Everybody, it's Chris Eads, and our line is Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast for you. I did not go to the movies this week because this weekend was our family Christmas. We always have, my family, we all have our own Christmases on Christmas, and then we come together another weekend in December or January to celebrate Christmas as a big family. So I did not go to the movies. I went to New Jersey. So this is all about the games. First up, I wanted to talk about Tetris 99 is having a special promotion. Nintendo is trying to remind everybody that Animal Crossing exists as they prepare to do their big free update to Animal Crossing New Horizons. And launching it on the Switch too with an upgrade. So they're like, they're doing a special tournament in Tetris 99 where if you get enough points, you can unlock a special Animal Crossing theme. And I was like, oh, what's this promotion? So like, I actually looked into it. I was like, okay, what is this? Because I haven't played Tetris 99 since it first came out. It's free to play. You have to have Nintendo Online, but it's an online game, so you couldn't play it without Nintendo Online anyway, so it's fine. I tried it. I'm not that good, so I'm like, okay, whatever. And basically, you have to score enough points to unlock this thing, this theme. And I'm like, it's cute. Like, having the little Animal Crossing icons in the Tetris pieces is cute, but the background is insane. It's so busy, it's like, oh my god, like, I can't see what's going on. So, I don't know who designed that, but it was terrible. So, like, I don't like it. But then also I'm like, well, I'm not going to try to play Tetris 99 and get like a few points here and a few points there and try to score 100 points eventually so I can unlock a theme for a game that I don't actually play. Doesn't seem there's any point to it, so alas. But good for Nintendo trying to remind everyone Animal Crossing exists. I'm still playing it and looking forward to the update. And I also was playing some Disney Dreamlight Valley, but not a lot because, like I said, last episode, I finished the Star Path. So basically on Wednesdays, there's new routine duties, and I will do those 3 duties, and then I'm done. So I basically log in, look for the blue chest for the free moonstones, and then log out. Except for Wednesdays when I do the routine duties, because there's 3 of them. But then also when at the middle of the week, they had an update to the store, and they had this like ski lodge house skin that I'm like, oh, that's cute. But do I really want to spend 3,000 moonstones on it? I mean, I have like close to 20,000, so I can spend moonstones. I have them to spend, but I was like, eh. But then they had a husky puppy companion, and I was like, oh my god, he's adorable. And I was like, oh. So and that was only 2,000, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy both. So if I'm going to buy one, I'm getting that husky puppy. I already have a winter house, it's fine. And it's cuter than a house skin, so I bought the puppy. But it made me realize that I wish there were more options in the photo mode for like posing with your companion. Like when you have a dog like this, you just hold him up and that's it. And it's cute, but you can't like move the camera around to get a different angle. The photo mode in Disney Dreamlight Valley really does need a little bit of improvement. So the one thing about the game that I really wish they would improve, I would love to be able to take really much better pictures than what they allow for. But then they also, at the end of the week, there's another like floating Christmas village thing where there's the little portal in the plaza and you go through it and there's a whole Christmas village full of like literally every winter furniture item in existence in the game. It's all this whole place, and then there's multiple puzzles to solve, and you get free rewards for doing them. And so far, the only one that I have, they're very time consuming. There's one where you have to like make a whole bunch of hot cocoa, but you can only make the hot cocoa with these special festive cocoa beans that are only there in that village area thing. And there's only like 5 at a time, and they don't respawn very frequently. So it will take a few days to amass enough beans to get the chocolate fountain going and to feed the bunny rabbit. But I did figure out the snowman puzzle, and I got the Dapper Snowman, which I put next to my winter house in the grass because there is no snow, but whatever. So that's a little something that'll keep me busy for the next week, gathering enough ingredients to make enough hot chocolate for the puzzles, and then whatever the later puzzles are that will unlock over the course of the next week. And then with Nikki, I played quite a bit of Nikki over the past week because I was getting very close to the end of the storyline, the new storyline in Nitsaland, with the Docilists and everything, and saving the Shroomlings. And I ended up getting to the big boss fight with the Guardian Beast. He was corrupted, and you have to fight him. And it was ridiculous because it was this combination of multiple, there was platforming, then there was shooting, then there was more platforming, and then there was more shooting, and it was just insane. And I was like, oh my god, you're killing me. And then I got through it and freed the Guardian Beast, and then we went to go and stop the evil woman from destroying the Mother Shroom. And I don't remember her name because she's barely a character. She's been in 3 scenes. So she did not make that much of an impression that I even remember her name. But anyway, I thought there was going to be another fight there, but she basically just pieced out and left. So then you had to cure the Mother Shroom, and then the Shroomlings are all happy and everything is good. Then there was a little epilogue kind of thing where you just go and talk to some people, and you'd have a little ceremony, and everybody's like, yay, thanks Nikki, and now we're freed, and the Docilists are gone, and yay. But then there was these 2 guys with the dragon horns and tails and things like her that were plotting, and they're oh, did her plan fail? What are we going to do now? Blah blah blah. And then you also at one point see a little cinema of her looking nefarious. So clearly there's more to come. And then you're talking to this other character who's I think they're still up to something, and I think that we need to investigate the Boneyard and find out what's going on. And I'm oh, is the Boneyard one of those places that I haven't visited in Island yet? Because there's whole sections that I have not gone to. Turns out, no, not yet. Because all of a sudden it was, boom, to be continued. Explore the Boneyard in the next big update at some point in the future. We'll see when that happens. But this week was also, at the same time I'm finishing the big Eatsaland storyline, there was also a new update. And I was actually very excited because I was hoping that we would finally get rid of that Idina Menzel theme tune that drives me insane. Because every time you turn it on, the game begins, and it takes a minute for it to check to see if there's an update required or anything, and then you can log into the game. And every single time she's ah! And I was oh my god, stop it. And I know I could have turned the volume off, I could have muted it, but I didn't. And it's funny because it started and it gave you the new title screen, and the song kept playing, and I'm of course they're going to keep using the song. They spent all that money to pay Idina Menzel to sing it. Of course they're going to keep using it. But then once the full update finally loaded and it restarted, then it was regular instrumental music, and I was yay! So this new update, it starts it's really weird. There wasn't much gameplay to it. It was a lot of just dialogue scenes. And I basically finished it, and it's basically just, there's this aging behemoth who is laying in the forest dying, and there's all these conversations about death and dying and why do people have to die, and it's all very serious and a lot. And he does eventually pass away, and you are stuck taking care of and raising this young behemoth, and it creates this whole special area in the game that contains all these little sections, and that's where you raise your behemoth. And I thought, okay, that could be cute, a little Tamagotchi kind of thing. But being Infinity Nikki, it's never that easy. It is so complicated. There were so many various tutorial screens that was just so overwhelming of he has all these different attributes, and then you have to feed him, and you play with him, and you set up today I want to do these things with him. I'm going to play this game and do that, and we're going to train here and we're going to do that. And like the different things that you do, like raise different attributes, like his intelligence or his strength or his endurance or whatever. And it's like, what? And it's so complicated. And then also, it said that it was like 16 months. After 16 months, he'll be full grown. And then he will develop, depending on how you've trained him, he will come out with different stats in the end. And I'm like, are you talking about 16 months of actual real-time gameplay? Because that's insane. I'm not doing this for over a year. Like, that's bonkers. Maybe it's like in-game time, so maybe it won't be quite that much. I don't know. But it's so complicated and ridiculous, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I tried feeding him, and then I like built a bed for him to go lay in, and he liked that. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is helping or doing anything or whatever. And the problem is that I would just ignore it and say, fuck it. It's like the house, where I don't really use the house very much. And I'm just like, forget it. I'll just leave him to brace himself. But the problem is that also with this new update, there's a new free outfit that's kind of cute and wintry, and I like it. But you have to do the different tasks in order to unlock the pieces of it. And those tasks are mostly having to do with raising this young behemoth. And so I'm like, crap, I have to at least do it for a while until I get the outfit. After I get that outfit behemoth, yanyo. Just saying. And then there's also, I did not play a lot of Star Wars Outlaws this week because halfway through the week I had to start prepping for family Christmas. So I had less time to play my games, and when I have less time, I always start with Disney, with Animal Crossing, and then Disney, and then Nikki, because those are like my daily check-in games. So I play those first, and even if it's just for a little while, like 5 minutes, just to play it to get my daily things, and then I log back out. So it didn't leave me a lot of time to play Star Wars Outlaws, which is just a regular game. You don't have to play it every day, so I'm like, whatever, I can put that off. So I did make some progress in the beginning of the week, and then none at the end of the week. But in the beginning, I did play some more of the main quest, and then I did a bunch of side things, and I was really annoyed because there was one side quest where, like, you're supposed to take something from one place to another, and I thought, okay, that's easy enough. No fast travel. And I'm like, well, of course not, because people are going to shoot at you, so it's fine. And then I just escape. I don't try to shoot back, because shooting from the speeder is as awful as controlling the speeder itself, so it's like, no. But it's funny, because, like, I go and I get on my bike, I get on the speeder, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, like, go to the other location, you have 4.5 minutes to do it. And I was like, oh shit. Because if there's anything I hate more than escort missions in video games, it's timed missions. Because then I get really frustrated because it's timed, and then you're just frantic and you're racing and you're panicking, and then you screw up and then you have to do it again. Although in this case, I think it said you only have one shot. So if I failed it, I guess I would have just completely failed it and I would have gotten no reward whatsoever. But as it turns out, it was fine, and I had a couple minutes left on the clock when I arrived. So I was like, score. But I needed to do that to try to, like, boost some reputation with one of the syndicates, because I was going to side with another syndicate, and they were going to get really happy with me, and this one was going to get really annoyed with me. So I was like, I need to boost this up so that when they get annoyed, I don't go too far down. But I've also been a little irritated in Star Wars Outlaws that, like, I've been exploring around and finding, like, these secret treasures, and, like, oh, you know, I find a data pad that's like, oh, check in this location for a special treasure, and then you spend all the time going to that location and then solving the puzzles and platforming and whatever it takes to find that treasure, and then you find that treasure, and it's literally like a new dangly thing for the handlebars of your speeder, or a paint job, or whatever, some cosmetic nonsense that's kind of stupid. And I'm like, really? Like, that wasn't worth it, you know? These rewards are not always worth it. So I get a little frustrated when I go through effort and then get a cosmetic for my speeder or my ship. And I'm like, boring. But I have also been upgrading Kay's abilities. I appreciate that, like, if you want to upgrade the speeder or the ship or your gun, you have to manually do that, and you select what you want to upgrade. once you have all the parts that you need. But Kay also learns these abilities, and it depends on, like, you unlock the master, and then the master can teach you these different abilities, and then there's just different requirements, like, you know, steal a certain amount of credits, or knock out a certain number of enemies from hiding, or, you know, whatever. And then once you make all of those quotas, then it unlocks whatever the ability is. And, like, I don't know what I did, but I somehow unlocked a better sneaking ability. My sneaking became improved. I don't know what I did to do that, but it happened, and I appreciate that it's automatic. So extra good sneaking is obviously going to be really useful in a game like this. I would have wanted to try to get this, so I'm glad that I did by accident. Yay! So that's it. I'm going to shut up now and let you get back to whatever else you want to do, and I will see you back here next time. Bye!